yeah, if we could just start with the background on Megababy and the collectibles.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Glenn. Glad to be here. Absolutely, we've been in here a few times now, and your community's always been welcoming. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to talk about what we've generated over the last sort of 6 months of work. So Megababy is a revolutionary INFT concept. Everyone's heard of NFTs. Nobody's really heard of INFTs. So we have added an interactive facet to NFTs. What we've done is we've made something that you can mint, you can interact with, you can evolve, you can, you know, and it all depends on your personality, what accessories you like, anything that that's kind of thrown me off. Um, yeah, so you can push this basically as far as you want it to be. So these are generic little mega babies that you can mint, interact with, play with, earn with, accessorize, and push forward to evolve over a period of time, utilizing the core token, mega token, to accentuate your investment in in your original mega baby. Um, the token itself is basically an in-game currency. Um, it's an investment opportunity financially because of various opportunities that we'll speak about later on. Um, but utilizing that to to modify and evolve your Megababy will accentuate your INFT investment in a future sales or future evolution method that you can take forward and yeah.
Awesome. So at first, there's going to be 10,000 Megababy INFTs minted, and
Yeah.
then it'll go on to the Universal Megababy.
Yeah, if you can unmute John again.
Yeah, what's going on there? Who's doing it?
I don't know if someone's got access that's not in the team or something. Um,
It could be some sort of Telegram glitch that keeps going on. Both keep fading out.
It's really weird. Really weird.
hmm.
You've completed the captcha when you joined the channel, right? Or I hope it's not a bot doing it.
Yeah. I've been in this channel for well
Ah,
a month or two now.
hmm,
So
weird.
Glenn, if you go into recent actions in the Telegram group settings, you can see your mods is muted.
I think
Right.
someone posted in a main chat that it was him by an accident and he happened to somebody just typed that
Oh,
the
right.
box.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. So it was one of our team. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So we can go into the 10,000 Megababy INFTs going to be minted
Yeah.
first. What's the timeline for that, and what will that cost the investor to mint each one?
Right. Okay. So Glenn, these 10,000 are basically the 10,000 special edition INFTs that are going to push the drive towards that global mass adoption thing that we were talking about earlier, towards the generics. So we have 10,000 completely unique, all with random attributes, generated completely randomly. Nothing's pre-minted. Nothing is known until you press that button. So those 10,000 are basically to get the crypto and NFT community into INFTs. That's the angle we're coming in with here from a marketing, from a commercial perspective, from everything else. So these 10,000 INFTs are going to be completely randomly generated. There'll be rewards you know as you mint them and everything else. The minting fees I will be setting at around $40, but they'll be minted with Mega Token. So the first stage is launching the token, is getting the pre-sale in. Hi, Kiwi Will. Sorry, buddy. Um, yeah, tried lowering the volume, but pressed the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm quite loud. Um, so these 10,000, these are basically getting the crypto community into the as we're all collectors of NFTs, people love NFTs. This is the hype before the main stage. So these 10,000 completely unique, completely random NFTs, INFTs, should I say, will push hopefully the marketing and the visibility of these into the mainstream. We have a merch store set up. We have everything set up. All the marketing in the background is geared towards like just getting these things into the market to get them in front of people's faces. So these 10,000, there will never be another one, regardless of whether the generics you can accessorize, you can do everything else. There will not be the same accessories coming up in on the generics. You can't make these up. These are true one of a kinds. There are 9.8 million combinations of accessories and traits that these will generate, and they're generated entirely randomly. There's no pre-minting. I haven't pre-minted 10,000 of these, and you just get whatever number comes up. These things are completely random. They will be minted with Megatoken, like I said. The value of Megatoken, as it goes up and goes down, the value, the amount of token you spend to mint will change accordingly. The contract is set up in such a way that we've tried to aim it at like $40 per mint. We try to keep it cheap.
Yeah, very, very good. Does that time with the Universal Megababy, or is that the series after the 10,000?
Yeah, it will be the same base artwork, but there will be different accessories when we get to the generic. So the animation and the game and everything else will come in with the generic. So when you buy it, there'll be millions of these. You can just mint millions of them if you want to look after them. But they will come as a base character.
Yeah, and then you've got cool features like caring, modifying, upgrading. Make the tokens, you can add accessories, feed it, play with it, care for it when it's poorly, and evolve it as it ages.
Yeah.
Is that going to be based inside a game then? Is that how they would do that?
This will be gamified. So basically, in any given time scale, say 4 hours, say 8 hours, say 12 hours, something will happen on the server to make sure one random attribute, say hunger, tiredness, dirty, whatever, will change to some degree. This will be completely randomized. So when you check your Megababy, you'll come in and it'll be tired, it'll be hungry, it'll be dirty, it'll be something. There'll be some kind of attribute there, and then you will use your Megatoken to feed it, to play with it, to clean it up, to revive it if it's gone too far, if it's gone over the edge. You can use your Megatoken to do that. And these Megatoken interactions, they're called microtransactions. So this Megatoken interaction all reflect back to the original Megatoken holder, but they won't be expensive. They won't be like, you're going to have to look after your INFT at $20 a pop, anytime you want to feed it. They'll be pennies, absolute pennies, but there'll be hundreds of thousands of millions of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So it'll be, you will load up your account with so many Megatokens, and as your Megababy INFT gets sick, you'll revive it, and try and keep it at the top level. The more interactions, the quicker you can then go forward and evolve your Megababy. So if you've kept them up to scratch, right up until at that point, then you can suddenly evolve. The time scale for that hasn't been set yet. That's a variable on a server that we can change. So right at this moment in time, the game mechanics are there. All the mechanics are there. It's just it needs maybe a bit of fine tuning. So until we launch, we don't know if nobody like the biggest question I get in chat is, what if my Megababy dies? If I buy 20 Megababies and they all die, what am I left with? So, well, you can revive them. The whole mechanic in the revival mechanism is anything you've left to die, if you've fed it 20 times or you've played with it 50 times, it just resets that to 0. You just have to start again. So there's no losing your NFT or INFT. There's reviving your INFT and then pushing that forward. And it just resets what you've already done. But I think it was asked last night, how much is it going to cost to evolve these things? It's not going to cost anything. The amount of money you'll make in reflections on the token and the microtransactions of everyone else will probably cover your expenditure in making these microtransactions to feed it or do anything else with it. It's a big money go round. I think it's
You've got like the evolution side as well, where you'll get a percentage chance of rarer and rarer character art.
That's it on evolution, yeah. So when you at a certain stage, we can push it forward. So we have a second generation artwork, we have a third generation artwork. Once we get past third generation, we have to start thinking bigger terms. We have to start thinking, what do you do with that third generation after that? So we have to push that forward into well, it's going to get a bit boring. So what do we do with this third generation artwork? Well, why don't we let that access a bigger metaverse or a bigger social aspect of it, And what if you can't look after your baby for a couple of weeks? We had this discussion within the community about a babysitter. Well, rather than a babysitter, why don't I let your friends look after your Megababy, and for each interaction you make on someone else's Megababy, you earn some mega token.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
making
you
it
could pay
play to earn. Yeah, exactly. So you're spending 20 cents 5 times a day, so many actions, whatever. The mechanics are all out there. It's all very clear cut, but it hasn't been done in blockchain yet.
Yeah, it's big in the gaming world, caring for pets. So caring for babies is a unique new idea. It's going to really be attractive to gamers, I think. So would you look going cross-chain as well, Solana, ADA, and ETH in the future with NFTs?
I'm looking 100% at implementing on Avalanche, so AVEX. We can theoretically cross-chain to any ERC20 compliant blockchain, but yeah, Avalanche would be my chosen chain because of the speed, because of the activity, because of the price of transactions. Obviously, by the way, all these microtransactions they will not cost you gas. These are gas-free transactions. I have created in the background like a gas station, if you like, so you can interact. You can deposit your mega token and you can interact with your mega baby without paying any gas. You will spend token.
Okay.
You will not spend BNB.
And then, is there an NFT feature for the stake and earn, or would that just be with the mega token, the staking
What's that?
feature? Do you
No,
staking feature?
no, the staking feature will be for INFT and also for token. There will be a dual kind of aspect on the contract there. Yeah, you can. So I would like to go into economics a bit, if that's okay, Glenn.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Right. So
I
the
want
economic.
to ask something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
hi
go ahead.
Batman.
Hi, Dino.
Yo, hi Glenn. So this is my first AMA in this group, okay?
Okay, buddy.
Just muted him. Yeah, we can get, if you've got some questions, we can get to that later. We'll just have a two-way conversation at the start of an AMA. So, no, just listening and yeah, go ahead, Crib. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, sorry, buddy. I was well prepared to answer that question. Yeah, so just to get into the economics of things. So the token and the INFT like that ecosystem, they're completely interactive between each other, right? So when you're buying with Mega Token, if you're minting, if you're interacting, if you're doing anything with the Mega Baby, all those reflections from every transaction you make with Mega Token will reflect to the holders of Mega Token. Right? So in economical terms, obviously you have buyers and sellers of a standard BEP20 token, which reflects back to the holders, right? So you have 10 buys, 10 sells, right? And they reflect back at 3%. If you've got a million tokens transferred, 3% of that, which is 30,000 tokens, will get divided between your holders, however many holders you have, at whatever rate they have. they're held. So if you've got 20% of the token, you get 20% of that 3%, whatever, right? The thing is, 10 sells and 10 buys at a million, or even, well, let's just cut it down to one, just for simple mathematics sake. One one transaction of a million tokens will split 30,000 tokens between everyone that holds that token, depending on the ratio they hold. Microtransactions are completely different. If we have a million microtransactions at 30 tokens, that's 30 million, right? That's 30 million. That's 30 times that 30,000 token that comes back to all your holders in the ratio they hold. And these microtransactions,
early investors are going to do really well.
The early investors are going to do very, very well. Even at the end of it, if you buy late or you buy, this thing is self-perpetuating money go round. It's crazy. I'd like to get into other aspects of economics, but I'd like to let you lead the AMA if that's okay.
Yeah, I can see. The advantages for the investors. There's so many ways to make the reflections. Will there be charging the microtransactions and burning of the mega token as well?
Yes, sir. So 50% of all microtransactions will be burned. So not only are they burning on transactions on buy and sell, they're burning on microtransactions. So but the other thing is the microtransactions aren't the other 50% that's not burned is it's not burned, but it's never getting sold. So anytime you buy this token, to use this token to interact with your Megababy, that money goes into liquidity, the token comes out of liquidity, and the token is never, ever, ever, ever sold. Ever.
The buying of the INFTs is through the mega token, whereas most people go through BNB. So that gives the reflections back to the investors, which is another incentive to hold the token. So when they buy or sell, that goes in, and then the NFTs and the microtransactions goes back in. So you're just going to get lots of diamond hand holders in the project. Yeah.
The other thing, another earning perspective, so to say, what you said there for diamond hand holders, I'd like to just accentuate how much earning potential you actually have here. So the minting itself, if you mint, I've got P here actually, P's my accountant, or AAN accountant, we run through the math the other day, right? So if you mint number one, obviously we have private pre-sellers who will get numbers 0 to I think it's 304, with special things for their sacrifice in sacrificing their finances to keep with me for the last 7 months. So I don't think that's unreasonable. But yeah, when you mint your Megababy, of these 10,000, you will get 5% of the minting fee back in Mega Token that you can claim on our website. You can claim it on your website at any time. It'll always be there. It's always yours. That's it. It's game over. It's yours. It's your money. So 5% going up the chain. If you basically, if you mint one and then wait, your first one's free. I'd like to say that. But every transaction and every mint is reflecting back the tax percent plus the reflection percent back to the holders of the token, right? Then we get to the stage where you can claim that back. You can claim all that back. Then all the reflections in the token are held in BNB, right? So on this wallet, whenever you claim your reflections, you have to claim your reflections. There's no two ways about it. They're held in BNB, right? When you claim it as a withdrawal, it's a buy on the chart. It's held in BNB. You click the button, it sends you your token, but it looks like a buy on the chart. So anytime, like if we have 10,000 people claiming reflections or 10,000 holders claiming reflections, every time they claim, that's a positive impact on the chart for Mega Token and Megababy NFT. We factored so many things in here to make sure that the chart doesn't suffer. It's ridiculous how much we put into this.
Yeah, it's multi-layered. Some average investors might not understand it, but they just need to hold the token and they'll see the reflections playing into the wallet and be very happy, and you don't have to sort of understand the math
No,
and everything of it.
no. You just
But
need to
yeah,
collect their money.
yeah. And how's the tokenomics then of the buys and sells? What's that going to be
Like,
set at?
so buys and sells, the tax is 12% right now. So you've got, I think it's 4% liquidity, 3%, 3% reflections, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2% staking and 3% market and debt is I think it's what we have on the website. Yeah, from memory. So as a holder, you're making 3% on every buy and sell transaction, and also every micro transaction that comes after that in the Megababy INFT ecosystem. So it's not only
Awesome.
buys and sells; it's every transaction that's ever made on the ecosystem. That could be feeding your Megababy, that could be cleaning up its shit, that could be anything. Any little thing that they do reflects back to you in a 3% capacity.
It sounds really, really exciting for investors. Um, and I must say that the Mega Babies are really cool. It's got an old school like 90s style. It reminds me of Zelda in the 90s.
Zelda.
And yeah, they look really cool. Like, have you got any made up we could share in the text chat?
We do. I'll send. Am I allowed to post in tech chat or is it?
No, maybe just send them to me
I'll
now.
DM.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll DM them to you. Yeah, hold on. Glenn, I'll do that now. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn Jones.
Well,
Let me see. Come on, buddy. You're putting me in a spot here. I need to go and look at these things.
yeah. And also,
It's
also
all.
that someone had a question that they want me to ask you. The pre-sale on the website, there's going to be no soft cap, hard cap. Why did you
No.
choose that?
Right, well, can I
If you
explain
wanted
that
to invest.
just a
Yeah.
second? Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So I've just DM'd you the 5 characters that we have at the minute.
Awesome.
There are chosen characters for various reasons, and I'll go into that later as well. Yeah, so I've chosen a non-soft cap hard cap because it's the fairest way to do things. On the website, you can deposit and pledge some BNB, which gives you a certain amount of token depending on how much total has been pledged in BNB. So we have 40 billion tokens available for purchase, but the rate you get that at is dependent on how many other people buy that. In normal soft cap, hard cap, you get a fixed amount of token per BNB, right? But you can never withdraw that. You can never withdraw your if you're not happy with that or whatever, and you think you're getting in because FOMO, because it's going to like go massive at the end of it. We don't want to do that. We want to value the project at a specific, like not a specific value, but we want to see what the value of the project is worth on launch rather than see what people expect to make out of it on a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5x. This is not a pump and dump. This is a long-term project. So we want to assess the value and we want to make sure you're able to make the decision whether you can put 5 BNB in and then you can say, well, I'm not happy with that 5 BNB, so I'll take that back out again. You can do that 100%. I really don't mind. But the thing is, regardless of what you put in and regardless of the rate you get out in token, your token on launch is going to be the exact same worth as the BNB you put in. It's a BNB you pledge. Nothing will change. It's not because the token amount goes down that your BNB amount goes down. It does not. It will launch at if the final value is 1,000 token per BNB and you put your money in at the start where it was 10,000, you don't lose money. You get 1,000 tokens, but it's still worth your 10 BNB. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we know
But
it's not perfect with you because you've been protecting investors for a long time in the BSC from scams, and wasn't that something with Mega Baby originally? When I read on the website, it was abandoned, and you're changing the contract to help the community that lost investments,
Yeah.
and yeah.
This was a complete pump and dump. It was called Mega Man at the start. It was called Mega Man. Somebody was capitalizing on Capcom's IP, and you know what? I fell for the same thing. I was involved in this pump and dump, but I had an idea for this interactive NFT, and I've seen this I seen Mega Man and I went, oh my god, there are millions of people all over the world that love this little character. And I'm like, we could use this to launch my tech and also help a lot of people that could, that would benefit from that because everyone's lost money. So I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So we changed the contract. We called it Mega Token to get away from any intellectual property dispute with Capcom or anyone else that owns any of this. But then we kind of moved towards, I was like, well, we could have Megababies. And I went and checked everything for Megababies. And then we went, got the art done for this. And it just seemed the right way to go, Glenn, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, we don't need any, but there was a lot of FUD in chat, like when I first started, like, look, we can do this. And they were like, Capcom. I'm like, okay, we'll move away. And so we moved away. A lot of people were upset, but a lot of people are, now they've seen the art, they're very, very happy with this. So now we're bringing something to the market that's A, bomb-proof, B, an economical absolute whirlwind, and just, yeah, and looks cute. And I've got the art on the wall. I've got, it's everyone loves it. Everyone loves
Yeah,
it.
they look great. I want one of the purple Megababies. That's my
I
favourite
will, I
colour.
will, I will hook you up, Glenn. No sweat. I'll drive down to your house and put it on your wall. There you go.
Awesome. What's the planned launch for the INFTs and the token launch?
Right,
The pre-sale is going to be
so,
on your website. So yeah, how would
yeah,
investors
yeah,
get
yeah.
involved?
Right, so the pre-sale is going to be on the website. The contract is there. The contract's verified. I've had a pre-audit done of all of it, and it's Shafu. You can deposit, you can withdraw, you can do whatever you want before I click lock. So the plan is maybe, depending on how many people we have in chat, and obviously we don't want to launch into the oblivion because that would be terrible. So we're trying to grow our TG organically with genuine vested interest, GVI. Um, what we have now is a lot of, obviously, as you know, you get people coming in, oh, can I promote your project? Can I promote this? So Brian has been consistently deleting these people to keep our member count at a realistic, proper level without bots, without anybody, So we're trying to generate proper interest. Then I would say by Wednesday, with the marketing plans that Cuzzo's drawn up with everyone's plans here, that we should be seeing pre-sale start Wednesday. Once that starts, if I click close in a day, it closes in a day. Then within 24 hours, I've got 24 hours. Let me just explain the process, Glenn. So when we hit our pre-sale cap that we decide, we don't want it too high because we want some buy press for it to start, right? So when we get into this, I'm going to wait 24 hours after pre-sale ends. So when that pre-sale ends, the liquidity will be taken out and immediately locked. All that money will be immediately locked. That enables me to go and get the full audit done. I've been pre-audited. We have been pre-audited, and we passed with flying colours. And they're keen as mustard to get our money. And they're like, oh my god! And all the contracts are in there. They're all ready. So once we get that seal of approval, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, everything else will be applied for and hopefully fast tracked. But that will be there. That will be there in situ. I cannot do that until I have locked liquidity. So I have to do that once pre-sale ends. So I've got 24 hours. So after that pre-sale ends, there'll be 24 hours until the liquidity in there. You'll all have your token, but I have the ultimate key to say allow selling, allow buying, allow this trade on the open market. That's a one-way street. I cannot undo that. That's in the contract. I can click buy, sell, allow trading, and then you can allow trading. That's a security method as well, because as soon as you add a couple of thousand BNB or a couple of hundred BNB liquidity, there's bots out there that go, oh my god, they go in, they wait for it to be added, they buy the token, then add liquidity themselves, and then hook you up. There's no way this can be bought. Once I add it, I'm the only one that can add, remove, and until I click trade, nobody else can trade. So 24 hours after that, hopefully everything's in place, and then we move forward with allowing trading. Then hopefully we'll be able to generate as much hype as we can in that 24 hours. So when I click trade, there's enough buy pressure on the chart to move it up.
Yeah, well, everyone's going to have to buy into the Mega token to get the Megababy NFTs. So there'll be a lot of
Exactly.
buying pressure, probably. Yeah.
So let me push on from there, Glenn. Right. So when you mint a Megababy, 5% goes back to the original holder, as we've discussed a minute ago. 5% goes back to the minters. Sorry. If you trade that on any other platform, you lose your rights to that dividend. The dividend will be paid out, but any further dividends from there you will not get. The thing is, 45% of that fee is burned. Right? So that's money that's come in to the liquidity pool. It's been used to buy token and will never come back out. The other 50% comes to us, comes to me, right? And that's going to be used for staking platforms. That's going to be fed back to staking and used for other exchanges, everything else. So if you think $40 times 10,000 is 400,000, right? So we already have, I think it's 175,000 locked in liquidity instantly because nobody can sell those tokens. They're burned. Then we have 200,000 that's pushed forward for staking contracts and for future exchange launches for everything else. That token's never going to get sold. It's there. The BNB will be added, or whatever FEG will be added, and that will be used as a liquidity pool going forward.
Yeah, and then by doing it on the website, the pre-sale, you're saving yourself a fortune, because I know PinkSale want 2% of all the tokens for anyone that launches on their platform. So then you've got more money to invest in marketing and exchanges going forward. So you'll be able to get on 2 or 3 medium exchanges with that sort of money. Yeah, that'll be great for the project going forward.
Yeah, the other reason for not doing it on PinkSale or DXSale or anything else is that they don't offer the service I wanted. They're so short-sighted. Everyone wants hard cap, soft cap, everything else. I want to make sure that everyone gets something. The fact is, if you don't hit your soft cap or hard cap on this pre-sale, on their pre-sales, it doesn't go ahead. With this method, it will go ahead regardless. If we make 500 BNB, if we make 1,000 BNB, if I set a soft cap at 1,000 and only hit 999, they fail. If we hit 999, I click go and it goes. It's there. It just means that you get the amount of token that 999, whatever token you've pledged, comes back to you. You know what I mean? This will happen regardless.
And how does the money split up that you raise on the pre-sale?
Yeah, well, so if we raise 1,000 BNB, we're selling 40% of token, and it's going to be in 30%. Liquidity added will be 30%. So 25% of that will be pulled back, and that will be used for additional marketing, dev, and everything else. That's 25%. I've seen people take 50%. I myself personally have burned, like I've sold 50% for 2,000 BNB and burned all 2,000 BNB. That didn't go well. That didn't go well for us because we left ourselves with nothing to play with. But this will push back into market and everything else. The team are invested to tunes of hundreds of thousands in this project. This has been going for 7 months. My personal, that won't come back to me personally or the team personally. That goes into marketing to push us forward, push us out. There's no team tokens. There's no team wallets. There's no this, that, and the other. This is money that will be pushed back in, and we'll all buy in the exact same as anyone else.
Right. So you won't be able to buy the NFT until you've got the Mega token. So then when it goes on PinkSale Swap, people buy in the Mega token, and then they can go on the website and mint the Megababies. Is that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. So the website itself, the marketplace itself, there's a wallet function, the wallet stats on the right-hand side that will allow you to buy BNB if you don't want to go through Binance or anything else. There's also a buy token function on the website, which means you don't have to go to PancakeSwap. You don't have to dick around. If you've got BNB in your wallet, you can put your BNB in there. You can click like buy, and it will give you the token straight on the website. It's a one-stop shop for everything involved, which means that going forward, we have an ease of onboarding for crypto newbies. So all they do is go on there, have a MetaMask wallet, buy BNB, buy token, mint a Megababy, interact with the Megababy. That's what we're trying to go for here.
Awesome, sounds great. Yeah, yeah, it's all well thought out. Like you say, you've been working on it 6 months, so plenty of time to get it, yeah, all in place and everything, and like I say, multi-layered and great art. Who created the Mega Babies? Was that Cynic?
That was Cynic. Sorry, let me just hi. I'll just turn my video on. Yeah, hi. By the way, guys, I'm Jonathan Harricks. I'm completely doxed. I'm not just Crypto Batman. By the way, that's the Mega Babies on the wall. Yeah. I love them. I love them, man. I love them. And by the way, just in saying this, one of you lucky guys can get one of them at the end of this AMA. I will be giving one away.
Awesome.
Yeah, Nick's the artist who has done all the merch. This is all Nick's work. This is Nick's work. Look at them. They're sexy as hell. It's phenomenal. I love them. I keep looking at them all the time. This is my inspiration. This is what we do. So Nick's the idea behind the wall, behind everything else. There's another artist in the background. It's a Vietnamese guy who actually took my idea and made it into this. He took all the extras, took everything else. Really good guy. Haven't heard from him since. I really haven't. So it's done. They're all owned by me. The entire copyright is owned by me. I've got a signed affidavit for that. So yeah, it's all ours. It's really, really good. Nick has been doing all the merch, all the artwork for the website, all for everything. I've never been happy with any artwork in my life. The guy's come here, he's knocked it out of the park. He's sat in the chair beside me. He's not at the minute, but you know, we brought him over from America. He's come here and he's really knocked it out of the park. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's on the website. It's a really nice story that where he came over from Texas and now lives in Scotland. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, well, back. Like here, there's a story behind that. Back when we first met, we were all in this pump and dump. A lot of pump and dumps. There was I think it was, what was it called, Flare Up or some shit, Flare Up or Flame Up or whatever. And this guy was like, yeah, let's go, and we were all in there. What was it, Brian?
Fire Up.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I happened to come into chat, in the voice chat, and I was like, guys, you know this is a fucking scam, right? You know what I mean? And then we made a new group to try and, you know, recoup our losses and deal with that and everything else. And then we got into a call group where I would check the contracts and everybody else would foam away. And then we made a bit of cash. We lost a bit of cash. It was all good. But yeah, this was born from there. This was actually born from there. It was bonkers. It's really, really bonkers. But it was really, really good.
Right. I think, yeah, we've covered a lot of things, so I can open it up to the team or investors if they've got any questions for Crypto Batman.
Absolutely. Let's go. Nano, you had a question earlier, didn't you? Not?
Yeah. No, that was it. Yeah.
Born Magnet. Come on, Nano.
Okay, so actually I was asking about how you are planning to do more marketing after launch, and if I want to apply in current pre-sale, how I need to how I have to apply.
You don't have to apply for pre-sale, buddy. You just come into our chat, and when the pre-sale's open, you can pledge. We're not calling it buy, we're calling it pledge. And there's a very good reason for that. Can I just share a screen? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. Let me just share a screen here. Let me just show you the website for now. Mega Baby NFT, that's the one. So share screen. Mega Sale, Google Chrome, share screen. There you go. So this is the pre-sale website, right? And it says everything it needs to say. Pre-sale hasn't started. Everything's disabled. But the pre-sale page for Mega Token, this pre-sale is a reverse Dutch auction style pre-sale. There are precisely 40 billion tokens. It says exactly what it is. 40% total supply. As the amount of pledged BNB increases, the amount of tokens per BNB will decrease. That doesn't mean if you're in first, you get more tokens than the person that's in last. This is the fairest way to do things. As the amount of pledged BNB increases, the amount of tokens per BNB will decrease. Max pledge is 10 BNB. You may withdraw your pledge at any time, but this will incur a 5% penalty. This is to stop
price fixing, by the way. This 5% penalty is to stop price fixing. So it's to stop people like loading in 100 BNB and then withdrawing it so they get more token and then firing it in at pre-sale, right? If you have a genuine reason for taking out your money, I will give you that 5% back. Email me, DM me, do whatever you need. I'm fully doxed. I will give you that 5% back. But we cannot have someone trying to price fix. This is a security measure. At the bottom here, it tells you the total you're pledged and the current token for BNB and the amount you're expected to receive at that current time. That will update every couple of seconds. Yeah, but yeah, you can deposit, you can withdraw. If we don't hit where we need to be, say we only make 10 BNB and it's not worth launching, I will reduce that 5% to 0% and everyone can withdraw. That's the way we're going to operate this. But yeah, there will be no whitelist. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So, may I know, it's like first come, you will get the first more tokens, right?
Yeah, but there's no first come, first served here. This is a fair pre-sale. If you're in, you're in. When I click stop, it's game over. That's it. You've got to get in before I click stop.
Okay, got it. So, may I know what is the total supply of this token?
Total supply is 100 billion.
Okay, that's
we
all.
did that for a specific reason. Yeah, 100 billion takes us with hopefully with the traction we get, takes us into the realms of being able to launch on other centralized exchanges who don't like 100 quadrillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understood. So, may I know, after all this, pre-sale and, this whole concept, what is the first point of, marketing plan you have in your mind?
Sorry?
After all this, launch on the Pancake Swap and, pre-sale done. So, what is the first point you have in your mind for the marketing?
We have marketing plan, but we're not going to give exact specifics.
No, of course not. But let me just explain the process. So after we've started pre-sale and finished pre-sale, there will be 24 hours between the end of pre-sale where I immediately lock liquidity. Once that liquidity is locked, it gives me the option to then go forward and perform all of the duties I need to perform, like the full audit. We've already passed a SME audit, like the one we can't. Without locked liquidity, they can't really assess it that well. So once we've locked liquidity, once we've done everything, the thing is, you will not be entering a TG where you're going, when lock liquidity. Liquidity will be locked before you're able to trade, way before you're able to trade. Nobody will be buying and selling on an unlocked liquidity pool. That's what we're aiming for here. So, that's what we're aiming for. Does that?
I think, sorry, Batman, if I can jump in, I think somebody asked a direct question regarding marketing, and I guess it's only right that I address that. And Buddha said it perfectly, that we're not really going to announce our detailed plan on what the marketing is or will be. But what I will say is that, as you guys already heard, I guess the Batman had said something about the CMC and CG fast track. So I normally don't like to speak about that, but every single option that is associated with mega projects such as this is on the table, and we will exercise those options. He's already mentioned some exchange listings, but everything else that falls in between that, we have the marketing campaign that just started 2 days ago, whether it be it's on the social media, some TG groups, but we also have some traditional and the real world marketing that's also going to be associated and started. So rest assured, the funds are there, the hype is there, the product is there, the team is there. Every single marketing that you can think of, it will be done. But it all depends on the diamond hand holders. But I truly recommend and advise anybody that's here that's listening that you really do want to own these tokens, because if it's the marketing question, do not worry, everything is on the table. But I will not go into specifics of what we will apply, where we will get fast track, what exchanges that we're already talking to, or anything like that. But everything is on the table. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, there'll be a large marketing budget from the minting and everything else. sounds cool. So when you bought your pre-sale, do the tokens drop on the Pancake Swap launch, or can you use them tokens straight away to mint?
Like no, so like I said, once the pre-sale ends, you will have the button will appear where you can collect your tokens at the rate of token to BNB. So once you collect those, there'll be a 24-hour grace period where I get everything sorted out. I liquidity locked everything else. You'll be able to take your token. That's absolutely no problem.
Lower tax?
No. Yeah. So no. Zero tax after pre-sale. Yeah. So you'll get your token at that rate. What we're going to do is then we're going to launch the token, as in to the open market, and then we're going to wait for the price to stabilize. So we're going to wait for the initial the people that are financially investing, or the people that want to mint the token, the Megababy INFTs, for that to stabilize, and we're going to let that wait. We're going to just let that sit, maybe for another 24 hours after I allow everyone to how would you put it? Let that settle down, and then we have the people that want to mint. We have people that were just there for a financial investment for that initial pump on that chart. But everyone that holds for that ends up with reflections, and then 24 hours to however many hours after that, then we allow minting, and then the token goes in. Everything's So there's a chain, but there's obviously a marketing push in between pre-sale ending, token available for sale, and then between token available for sale and the minting enabled, there's a marketing opportunity there. So we'd like to have 24 to 48 hours between each period, so that we can push the different marketing aspects of each aspect of each portion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the key. I'm definitely going to get some Megababies, and once people hear about it, it's going to blow up, and I can see the series selling really quick. Will you have like a second series in the future, and cross-chain things like that? Yeah.
The second series, right? So here we go, Glenn. I know we had a bit of a chat about this, about other use cases for this tech, and so I'd like to go a bit further into future, what I would like to see in the future. So I have plans where Megababies are a framework. They're a framework. So we have sprite sheets where people they're hungry, they're sick, they're this, they're that, they're the other. I would like third-party artists or second-party artists to come in and utilize our framework for their own characters, so that they can design it, they can launch them, they can make some money, but eventually it all comes back to Megatoken, to the holders of Megatoken, so that an artist can come in, develop their own character, market their own character on our platform, but all of the reflections and patterns all come back to us, and they can make money at the same time. So I'm envisioning a whole, like, not a metaverse. Metaverse is cheesy. A whole ecosystem where we have artists, we have users, and we have like core team that all come together to push back the value back into Megatoken. That's what I've said from the start. I mean, anyone here that's been here from the start, that's been in the, I've always said this, and that's where we're going. So I have a little template that you can put your art in certain boxes, click go, and it goes on, and suddenly someone can have their own mega, mega wheel, mega, I'm looking for an inverse here. I'm not a creative type. I'm a coder. So you can have, they can call it whatever they want. They can call it I Viking or I whatever. And it becomes a character that they can promote, sell, but it all eventually boils back into them making money and the holders of Megatoken making money.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. What you could do in the future, you could have houses for the Megababies and plots of land, and
exactly. It can turn into an MMO metaverse if we push it that way, and it can also turn into a 2D side scroller that has not Dungeons and Dragons, Double Dragon characters, if you like. You know what I'm saying? But the sky's the absolute limit.
So after the 10,000 are minted, when will the game aspect of caring for your NFTs come in? What's the timeline for that in the future?
I would say from start of minting.
You cut out there.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
John,
This
check your.
here. Yeah.
Well, could you guys answer that? Yeah, the timeline for the interaction with your INFTs. Yeah.
Yeah, after we mint all 10,000, so there will be a generic next version afterwards. But minting 10,000 random generated NFTs, it's going to take a little time to have all the specific sprite sheets and artwork for the interactivity of them. But John had said numerous times it's not going to be long after the 10,000 generated. It's also going to depend on how quickly they sell out, right? But I do want him to answer that more specifically. And then, but the next version, Megababy INFT, will be a generic one. Oh, are you back?
So, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, the headset. I wasn't awake for long. I heard you speaking. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, from when we start, right, from when we basically click go on the pre-sale, it's going to be 10 to 20 days. I reckon, and this is just in my mind, by the way. If it happens faster, it happens faster. But there will be the generics will be animated first. The generics will be like these 10,000 special editions. It's going to take some time to push that forward to get all of the special accessories and traits animated into the full 700 frames or whatever it is that we need to do. But that's going to take some time. But the generics start from scratch, so the generics are already done. So after that, generics will be interactive from the start. If you hold one of the first 10,000, I would actually recommend you do not make them interactive. This will be a conscious choice, by the way. It'll be a conscious decision whether your artwork becomes interactive or not. So if you don't want it to die, you don't want it to waste, you don't want to do anything, just keep it the way it is. So the first 10,000, I would assume that maybe 30% of that, I shouldn't assume, but I'm calculating that 30% of people, they're not going to want the interactivity on there. They're going to want that to be the original artwork it was, because it's part of something. After that, you can go generic, but the generics won't be $40, by the way, guys. The generics, I'm not aiming for $40 per 10 million mints. I'm aiming for 40 cents for the generics, because I'd much rather have 10 million at 40 cents than I have 10,000 at $40. You understand?
Yeah, true. And then you've got the marketplace on the website, so some people might want to sell the rare ones that they're in, and
exactly. And on top of that, Glenn, if you sell on our marketplace, the original minter, regardless of how many times that sells afterwards, makes a percentage of the that sale value at that time.
Awesome. Yeah, so they could hold them for 6 months and then want to sell them and then still be getting the revenue from that going forward. Well, that's great for investors.
To be fair, they could sell it on day dot. They could mint it, sell it, and then if somebody sells it 10 times, you made 10 times 5% of whatever it sold for at those 10 times. It's purely reflective. This is the money go round of the highest order. It's crazy.
And then how would they collect that? Is that collected on the website, or is it auto into your wallet?
No, it's collected. No, that's the thing. You have to collect it on the website. So you go in there. No. Actually, further sales. Yeah, you're right to ask that question. Reflective sales go straight to your wallet. Reflective sales after go straight to your wallet. They just come in regardless.
Yeah. So I can open it up to the rest of the team or investors if anyone's got a question.
Yeah.
For Crypto Batman.
Anyone got a question for Jonathan? No, Crypto Batman's Crypto Batman, but yeah, Jonathan's fine. Or John, or Oi, or Oi.
No, it doesn't look like. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, we've been chatting away and answered most of the things about Megababy INFTs and the Mega token. It sounds a really awesome, promising project for investors in many ways to get their reflections and the gaming aspect and everything in the future. It's yeah, I'm looking forward to minting some of these. Definitely. Get one of the
Glenn,
purple ones, and I want a blue one as well. I think. I like the light blue.
You want a
I
blue
like the
one as
black. I
well?
like them
Yeah.
all actually. Yeah.
I've just looked at I've just looked on the wall art section, and I can't see my canvases. I can only see the acrylics. The acrylics are amazing, by the way. But what I've got on the walls, the canvases, these are phenomenal. I will tell you that I posted in chat earlier that I'm working on a 5-episode, 5-minute short series of animations and cartoons. The story came in earlier involving the 5 Megababies to give it a backstory and give it everything else. So everything's kind of in place, and we're trying to push for as much exposure as we can. We're not here for, for this instant pump. We're here for for a long, long time. I can see this traveling quite well.
Yeah, and so any investors listening back to the recording as well, if you've got any questions, we'll put the official telegram so you get there safely to ask the team. And so we were looking for a launch on the 17th, Wednesday next week, November. Hopefully,
Yeah. Oh. So is that Bri? He's got the.
Oh, we've got spin the wheel tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to spin the wheel. Yeah, somebody's going to get some merch. If you don't mind giving up your address, otherwise I can give you a discount code for the merch. And what we'll say is, like, the ultimate goal of this project, and this is why, if I can just share my screen again, if we see this negative marketplace, if I just show you the wallet stats, right? This buy BNB button. This stops anyone having to go through the normal channels to go through the KYC and everything else. They can just go through this page floor to get BNB and buy mega tokens. So the ultimate goal is to get people who are not familiar with crypto into crypto. And Tamagotchi did it with little Tamagotchis that were coming out the fucking wall. The whole idea behind this is that take that viral idea, move it into something that's desirable right now and retro and everything else to get people that are not familiar with crypto into crypto without knowing it and familiarize them in the process to cause this mass adoption avalanche that just comes in the wave. That everyone's fixated on mass adoption, and there are some of us and some of like a lot of projects that will cause that, but it takes a concerted effort, and ease of onboarding is one of those efforts. If you have to go to MetaMask, set up an endpoint that you don't really understand, what's an RPC? I don't know. I just want to go to a website, click a button, click another button, and I'm in crypto. This is what we're aiming for.
The gaming is going to bring people in, yeah.
Exactly.
Another way people are going to earn passive income through gaming and things like that, and say, oh right, I can actually change that for real cash,
real cash.
Yeah, just get mass adoption. I mean, we've already hit 2%, so it's going to go exponential.
2%. Let's hope so.
We'll catch
up. Once that hits, I'll come down for a beer and we can discuss that. Over a beer and a steak. Yeah, when 2% hits 4%, your max worth, your max worth, it's just gonna go boom. It's crazy. Like, I love it. I love it. This is what we're here for.
Yeah,
we're not here to make a profit. We're here to help everyone else make a profit.
Well, right. It's been great chatting again. Like I say, it's a legit sound project. I can confirm that because we've had many AMAs and projects with Crypto Batman involved, and he's an honest, decent guy on the BSC, and that's the sort of project we want to promote and push forward and get rid of the scammers and the rug pulls and clean up the BSC, and then we'll all be better off because the price of BSC will go up like to ETH prices. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thanks very much, Glenn. Can we do? Was that Brian with the wheel? Who had the wheel?
I'm not sure. Is it Axie? Have you got the wheel?
It was me. I'll share the screen now. Give me one moment. I think I have everybody.
I'd just like to say, guys, if you're not comfortable giving out your home address or anything else, just DM me and I'll send you a gift certificate for the right amount. And you can wait for a couple of days or whatever, just to mix that in with other orders or whatever. If you want to remain anonymous, it's entirely up to you. We can do it your way.
All right, so
you guys got here.
Well, I think it's a hoodie.
but I'm going to get started on it. Come
I'll tell you what, if you want to go and take a look at the merch store, it's I had it. There's wall art. There's anything else. I'll tell you what. What I'll set is a £40 £40 limit to the game, which pretty much covers anything plus shipping on the merch store.
You guys are seeing it, right?
Yeah.
See, yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Come on.
Yes.
There's some hoodies, some lot of cool stuff there. Just
All
just
right.
Cappuccino.
So you can DM Crypto Batman, aka Jonathan Herrick, direct. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Congratulations.
All right.
Awesome.
Congrats. Thanks for that. That was fun.
Yeah, he's like happy days. You tell me, you can pick anything from the merch store. Anything from the merch store, and I'll send it to you.
You want to can you unmute Persino so we can make sure that he heard that he was chosen, or he can type in chat?
Yeah, I'll unmute him. Hi, Persino. You there? No.
Then we'll have to message him direct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just unmute yourself, Persina, if you're there.
Yeah, I took him off mute, but yeah, he's not answering.
All right. Well, then we'll just send him a DM. Cool.
Yeah, I'll wait for these recordings and I'll send them over to you as well. We've got Twitch and YouTube that comes later, and Telegram with the recording. We'll share it with our community, pin that, and share it around the BSC. Get the word out about Megababies and the Mega Token. I'm looking forward to the future for you guys.
I am so looking forward to this. This has been 7 months of absolute heartache and heartbreak.
Yeah, so it's sort of a long build up, yeah, and then it's rock and roll when it launches, yeah.
It's really credit to the community and the holders that that participate for this entire time for this project. That's the real backbone of this project, besides just what John does.